Am I the butthole for telling my husband that his own behavior is why our son doesn't show him physical affection and I won't force him to? My husband and I have a 6-year-old son, Sam. Sam is super affectionate to me, because I am super affectionate to him. For practically his whole life we've had cuddle time every night. I tuck him in and give him hugs and kisses. I put him on the bus in the morning and kiss him goodbye, and when he doesn't feel good I let him curl up with me on the couch and hold my hand. So it's not uncommon for him to randomly tell me he loves me, or come plant a kiss on my forehead while I'm just sitting down. This is just how we've always been with each other. By contrast, my husband isn't a very touchy-feely person and therefore our son doesn't show him the same affection. Don't get me wrong, my husband is a great father and Sam loves him, but he shows his love with tickles, and wrestling, and Sam climbs all over him like a human jungle gym. That's their kind of love. Today Sam wasn't feeling well so I kept him home from school and we cuddled. When my husband came home he kept trying to cuddle with Sam as well, but he only wanted me. This made my husband feel bad, understandably, and said that it looks like Sam loves me more than him. I told him that's not true at all, but that kids emulate the behavior that they experience, and since husband isn't affectionate most of the time, there are definitely some times where he is. Sam isn't affectionate back because he doesn't associate that behavior with his father. I told him that Sam shows him love when they goof off with each other. My husband said that I am making him sound like he's a bad father and that I should force Sam to give him hugs and kisses, but I refused because I think Sam has the right to choose who he is physically affectionate with. He apparently vented to his mom and sister, who have both taken his side. So Reddit, am I the butthole? NTA, I suspect, based on your post, that I'm old enough to be that man's mother. So pass this on to him from me if you think it will help. Your son was not put on this earth to make you look good. You were put on this earth to raise him and care for him. If you screw up doing that, you own it. It's not a little boy's job to duct tape his daddy's best dad ever poster. Your son was not put on this earth to make you feel good. Taking care of your feelings is not his job. You are the grown-up. You don't like that you get what you give? Suck it up. You screwed up. The next time your son looks like he just needs company, offer him company. Just hanging out, doing stuff together. Accept it if he says no. Don't try to put your hurt feelings on him. If he falls down and skins his knee while he's with you, ask him if he wants a hug. Again, accept no. Do little, kind things for him like that, and he may grow to understand that dad, also, can be a source of mutual affection. Or, you may have already set the pattern of your interactions for the rest of your lives. And if that is how it is, you live with it, and stop whining to your mommy about it. Good grief. Signed, somebody who knows firsthand what happens when grown-ass adults try to make their little kids take care of their hurt feelings. Edit, holy smokes. I am tickled pink that all y'all are being so complimentary and also sad that so many of y'all seem to be hearing something like this for the first time. Gray-haired moms of Reddit, top off your teacups and get out your keyboards. Also, therapy is the crap. Shop around if you can, because like any profession, therapy has its lousy examples. Self-help books like the ones listed at various Just No subreddits are also good, as are Meet Space and online support groups. This has been your daily sermonette. Staggering off to bed. Over 9,000. This is a beautiful comment. I heart you. I especially like the feelings comment. I was coming here to say how much I love the feelings. Agree. The whole comment was excellent, but it's the feelings for me. I particularly appreciated the duct-taped poster. I also appreciated that. It needs more appreciation. Man has feeling. Lol, did your feelings get hurt? Going to cry to your mommy about it? Lol, idiot Reddit moment. My hero. You nailed it on the head. Now that is some quality poor Redditors gold. Nice, but try not to use ASCII art on sites where people use text-to-speech. I've seen some disabled people complain about this kind of stuff because it will read out loud that drawing is text, and a long one, so it can be annoying. It also doesn't work at all on the Android app, not at that size anyway. I was glad to see a reply underneath to tell me what it was meant to be. I wouldn't have known if not for that. Yes. I hate ASCII art with the burning passion of 1,000 suns. I'm not blind or low vision, but I use the screen reader on my phone a lot when I'm cooking, doing yard work, etc., which is to say, times that are really inconvenient for me to get my phone out of my pocket and manually skip over it. So instead I end up listening to every single character being read aloud. It uber sucks. Can I copy that for later? Somebody who knows firsthand what happens when grown-ass adults try to make their little kids take care of their hurt feelings. As another one of these, can I just say thank you for this entire comment? Seriously. If every needy parent got this kind of slap into next Sunday and out of their bullcrap, fewer of us would grow up as emotional support animals. Emotional support animal is painfully appropriate. Emotional support animals. Now I know I'm not the only one who uses this phrase. Same lol. I apparently taught it to some fellow Redditors a few weeks ago for the first time too. I used it for when my husband and I are talking about my mother-in-law, who was physically and emotionally abusive and used my husband as her emotional support animal. I will say this, sometimes it helps to have an opportunity come along for dad to prove himself. Not long after my husband and I married, my 5-year-old daughter, previous marriage, was sick, tummy ache, and needed to be picked up from school. The school couldn't reach me immediately and called him. He left work right away, picked her up and did all the comforting things I would have done. She had never seen him in this role before, so it had never occurred to her to go to him for this kind of parenting. Give dad a chance to step up. If he fails to do so, that's on him. Edit wow, thanks for the award and upvotes. I totally, 100, agree. So well put. Original poster, please show your husband this comment. Also a little strange that his mom and sister are commenting, but families are generally not great with boundaries, I guess. Families are terrible with boundaries. I'm a parent and I needed to read this today. Thank you. You're now one of my favorite people. Signed, somebody who knows firsthand what happens when grown-ass adults try to make their little kids take care of their hurt feelings. Is beautiful. This is amazing. It is never the child's responsibility to validate the parent. It is never the child's job to figure out how to have a relationship with their parent. The parent needs to figure this out. Thank you for saying this. This is my belief after years of trying to unpack my family relationships, and I'm glad someone else has it in almost identical words. Feels less lonely. I'm glad I could help you there. It was my responsibility as a teenager to figure out how to have a relationship with my dad, who decided he suddenly wanted to be a good dad. I had to explain to both of my parents that not only was I not interested, but it wasn't my job. That pissed them off, but eventually my dad realized he was the one who needed to be a dad, and not my job to be a daughter without him. Jesus, I think I love you. Original poster, not the butthole and all of this, carrot. Can you adopt me? Me too, please. As a woman of similar age, I almost died when I read that bit about his hurt feelings. Nailed it. Amen, sister. And P.S., you can't force a kid to be affectionate. Their feelings and their bodies should be respected, no matter what. If you really want to screw with a kid's head and damage them, force them to give hugs. I mean, seriously. Turn it around. How would you feel if someone forced you to be physically affectionate against your wishes? How about completely disregarded, disrespected, and possibly violated? Thank you for bringing this up. I feel like forcing your kid or commanding them to show the other parent affection could make them creeped out, resentful instead of fostering affection. I was in this kid's situation, and let me tell you, it's really uncomfortable and awkward. Now my sibs and I are adults and know we're allowed to have boundaries. Also, why is the dad trying to get original poster to manage the relationship with his son like that? I imagine dad is either a meanie butt like mine or lazy/too unaccountable to do the patient work of cultivating the kind of relationship with his child that he wants. His wife has even wisely and patiently explained how he could do so. Shouldn't a caring father want genuine and earnest affection from his son instead of a forced performance of it? Just makes me sad. That's not how love works? Creepy behavior description. My dad required us to display affection like good little daughters like this as if we owed it to him. He was a big butthole for also other reasons, and we suspect he's narcissist, has NPD. So we definitely did not owe him that. Had reasons to actively not. It wasn't strictly abuse but still felt violating. Yes. My late sperm donor was so awful about it, in front of his best friend, when I didn't want to be hugged. I was struggling with generalized haptophobia at the time, and less than 5 years out from being molested. Passive aggression and emotional blackmail were the least of it. He dead-named me almost constantly for the 5 years prior to his death after my legal name change, too. Absolute and total disrespect. He was also the sort of person who insisted his children should respect him. As I repeatedly pointed out to him as an adult, respect should be a two-way street, and neither me nor my sister should have to respect him if he doesn't care about respecting either of us. He died in 2019, and he never did learn. I wish I had an award to give you from one granny to another. I agree 1000% with everything you've written. These big boys masquerading as adults need to grow a pair, own their damn crap and stop running to mummy with their, as you say, hurt feelings. Sheesh. What a crybaby. Well said. Man, I wish I could send you back in time to give this lecture to my parents. Gold medal, gold medal, gold medal. This shook something in the core of my being. I feel the need to call my dad. Your son was not put on this earth to make you look good. Oh hell to the yes. You gave excellent advice. Think I love you a little bit lol. Be well. Don't even need to read the other comments. Just going to give this a like and go on my feelings way. This is way harsh? Original poster clearly outlines that she thinks her husband is an amazing father and shows affection in other ways and spends a lot of time with their son. He is definitely not a screw-up. Obviously he shouldn't be forcing hugs and kisses, but my god, it's like the post you're responding to is describing a deadbeat and he's nowhere close to that. Wish I could upvote this more. Perfect answer. I couldn't agree more, or say it any better. Damn. This made me cry. So well put. Not the butthole. Forcing your kids to show that kind of affection when they don't want to can cause resentment towards the people forcing them to do so. He's still super little and unfiltered, meaning that they act on themselves instead of other people. He enjoys cuddling with mom more, so he doesn't want to cuddle with dad. And I'm sure the same thing goes for wrestling. You can't force your kid to show affection in a way that doesn't make them comfortable. I hope that made sense? Either way, not the butthole. One of the worst things you can do as a parent, outside whole other level abuse, is to force a child to hug/kiss anyone. Not the butthole. Agree. It doesn't teach them that others need to respect their physical boundaries. Give him a hug or you will make him feel bad. Think about what that teaches your kids. Exactly. It's the cause of so many cases of coercion, harassment, and assault, sexual and otherwise. They're taught that others' feelings are more important than their consent and autonomy, and that follows them throughout life. Like many things that you're taught young, it's not an easy thing to unlearn. Exactly. My own father's behavior is the reason I cannot say no to people and assert my boundaries. By ignoring your child's wishes or body language, the child learns that saying no changes nothing, so it creates the mindset of what would even be the point of trying. This is exactly why I, at 14, was getting groomed by older men on the internet. But mom. He said if I didn't become his girlfriend, he would kill himself and then everyone would hate me for being so selfish. Then you should be his girlfriend. Thanks, mom. And if you're wondering when I tried to dump him, at 16, my mom invited him out for Thanksgiving, and he raped me. I 100% support people raising children to understand that no means no and they absolutely do not have to talk to, or kiss, or hug, or do anything with anyone they don't want to. I can back that up personally. It creates a negative Pavlovian response as they grow. My father's side is more unemotional, my mother's side more emotional. Both my sister and I took after our father's side, although me much more. My mom forced us to hug and kiss everyone, especially her family, because it was rude not to. As I got older, it was hard for me to express emotion, and I saw hugging as a negative. A friend would hug me and I just wouldn't hug back, or it would be an awkward hug. Once I got into the end high school/college, I was able to set boundaries and learn to express myself properly, and now I have no issues hugging. Forced affection is cheapened affection. The best way to ruin something for someone is to force it. I don't understand the appeal of forced affection, Anyway, what does the dad get out of forced hugs/kisses/cuddles? Op's husband would know it's not the same as the affection their kid shares with Op, so, would it really be better than none at all? There's also a conversation to be had on how children will adaptively view consent from these behaviors. If you constantly coerce consent for physical affection or heck even force it, what's that tell your child? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.